Eritrea warned Ethiopia today, warned Ethiopia against crossing the red line. Which red line? This is the strongest statement by Eritrea warning Ethiopia in recent weeks. Welcome to my views and news. Thanks for watching the channel, viewers. Good to be with you. Uh, in the last video, I talked about spam attack on the channel. I am really thankful to all the viewers who showed their support for me. Some contacted me through Gmail. My Gmail address available in description section of videos, sajid67200gmail.com. Some suggested ways how to counter the spam attack. It was really good to see you people support me. That's what I like about the involvement of the viewers. They want this media outlet to continue. They want to support it through sharing of information, through protecting it. I'm grateful to you. I'm grateful to all of you. Back to this video with two main topics. Firstly, strongest statement by Eritrea in recent weeks against Ethiopia. Yamana Gebremeskel released this statement a few hours ago. Secondly, a case has been filed against TPLF leaders. Is the government, federal government, behind this case? Federal government wants to tighten the noose around TPLF's neck. It wants to put more pressure upon TPLF. Let's start with this new story about TPLF. A case has been filed at Federal Police Commission by a man who remained part of interim government of Tigray, which was put in place by the federal government of Ethiopia at the end of 2020. When in November 2020, war broke out between Tigray forces and Ethiopian federal government, we saw that Tigray forces, TPLF, they retreated into Tambian, and Mekelle came under federal government control, and federal government put in place an interim government there. Interim government remained in place for around 6 months. I think in June, at the end of June, Tigray forces returned to Mekelle. Federal forces withdrew from Tigray. During that period of 6 months, almost, interim government, which was put in place in Tigray, backed by federal government, their members came under attacks by Tigray fighters. Now, the man who has filed this case against TPLF leaders worked as part of that federal government-backed interim government in Tigray, which worked for around 6 months. His name is Abira. He has filed the case at Ethiopian Federal Police Commission. 18 people have been nominated. These 18 people, who are mainly from TPLF, they committed genocide of interim government officials backed by the federal government. That interim government was backed by federal government. Several interim government officials were killed in target killings back then. I did some videos, I remember. So Abira is saying that TPLF people killed interim government officials in that 6-month period. That is why police should take action, government should take action. 18 people nominated. Sebastian Gabriel Mikhail, Mungerino, Getachew Sefa, Alim Gibrewahid, and others. Is this a political case? Does federal government want to pressurize TPLF? As TPLF has kicked out federal government-backed Getachew from Tigray. Getachew's name is also on the list. So the applicant wants action against all TPLF main leaders, and including Getachew. But this case could be used to pressurize TPLF leaders. Let's see. Will Federal Police Commission entertain the case and start proceedings, legal proceedings? Let's see. Second words, Eritrea today warned Ethiopia. A stark warning by Eritrea, telling Ethiopia that Ethiopia should not cross red line. Which red line? Not elaborated by the Eritrean government. Yamana Gebremeskel, Minister of Information of Eritrea, just a few minutes ago, just a few hours ago rather, posted a warning for Ethiopia. What did he say? Yamane says the target of this tweet by Yamane is political groups in Ethiopia. That there are political groups in Ethiopia which are involved in aggressive saber rattling. These groups in Ethiopia are beating the drums of war, Eritrea says. These groups in Ethiopia, they are resorting to fake historical and legal excuses to covet the sovereign territories of another country. It's a reference to some reports that Ethiopia could file a case against Ethiopia, file a case for us. I made a video, if you remember, on that. I said that preparations are being made. This is what Yemen is saying. And some prosperity party leaders, ministers, they claim that historically Ethiopia had access to sea. That is why it should regain access to sea. They have been sharing some material too. So Yemen is criticizing both Ethiopian, both strategies of the Ethiopian government, launching of ministers with daily material about history, about past when Ethiopia had access to sea, and secondly, Ethiopian government's legal strategy, which is being finalized to file a case against Eritrea about access to sea. Yemen criticized both. He is calling it political blasphemy of the highest order. At the end, Yemen said, red line should not be crossed. It should not be contemplated. No one should consider crossing the red line. Which red line? Yemen talked about. No, he did not clearly said which red line should Ethiopia should cross, but saber rattling is the one of the important words. He's saying that beating the drums of war, then backing it by legal and historical excuses to annex Eritrean territories should stop. He's warning Ethiopia against making a move for Assad. He's warning Ethiopia against de-recognizing Eritrea, unrecognizing Eritrea. That if it happens, it's a red line. When a country calls something as red line, it means that if the red line is crossed, that country will respond. So basically, Eritrea is saying that if Ethiopia does not stop, if its rhetoric of access to sea through Eritrea by force continues, and this rhetoric is matched by action too, Eritrea will respond. Thanks for watching.